independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And oh dear, it doesn't say I'm live yet. Let me give it another minute. Otherwise, we'll see what's going on. Oh, it says I'm live. Let's see here. But it's not counting down. Let me try again. Hold on. Oh, there we are. Okay, now it says I'm live. Okay. Let me find myself on my computer so I can comment or reply to comments. Thank you for joining me today. We are talking about in colors and a stamp set that's in the annual catalog and lots of fun things I'm excited to share with you today. I'm consistently North Star Stamper throughout the internet, so hopefully you can find me wherever you are often. Okay, in colors. We have an in-color sale. Hello, Kathy. Thank you for joining, and you already know about this. We have an in-color sale that starts tomorrow, well, August 5th, depending on when you're watching this video. And these are our colors for 25 through 27. So most products that have any one of these colors in it will be 15% off starting tomorrow through the end of August. There's a couple exceptions. We had a big, it was called Month by Month Album Retreat, and that is not on sale. You'll see that I have a full-size cloud cover ink pad. This is not available. Actually, it's only available to demonstrators. They had some issues with the color of that, and I will actually show you. I will do a quick demonstration. Let me grab some white cardstock so you can see the difference. But the ink pads, the blends, designer series paper that has any one of these colors, for the most part. What else? Ribbons and embellishments and all the things are going to be on sale. So I'm excited to get some. I want to get some cloud cover blends and other things. Let's see, what do I want? Let me find a stamp set here. This would be a good one. Birthday celebration. Let's just use this little flower. So Stampin' Up! Is very careful about the quality of our products. Of course, that has to do with the price of our products too, but I kind of believe you get what you pay for. So they had some issues with the cloud cover ink reacting with this ink pad, and I'll show you the difference. So this is what my cloud cover ink pad looks like. It's a beautiful color, don't get me wrong. I love it, and I'm using it. But this is what it's supposed to look like. There is a perfect demonstration for you. Let me show you a little closer. Notice how gray my ink pad is compared to the marker. And the marker is what it's supposed to be. Let's see if I have... I think I have some cloud cover cardstock here. Let me close that ink pad. There's our cardstock. So you can see that, I don't know, it reacted. So they are not allowing customers to buy the full-size cloud cover ink pads because they want your cardstock to match your ink better than that. So a few options would be the markers. And I don't know if the markers are going to be on sale. They should be. I did not check that. What else? The other option would be to buy a re-inker and then ink a spot. Buy an empty ink spot. You know, one of these little guys. Because we do offer these empty. And then you could create your own ink spot. I have heard of people taking the ink refill and filling a white ink pad, because our white ink pads come empty, and they give you get a refill with that ink pad. But I think they are also reacting with that ink pad. So there's a few options there. If you become a demonstrator, you can purchase an ink pad. That's not a real good reason to join, but if you do join, and they're still available, you could get a full-size ink pad like I have. But again, mine is gray. I think it's still a beautiful color. I just know that if I want to match cloud cover, anything else, cardstock, something in a designer series paper that I know I can't use this and expect it to match. So anyway, matchy-matchy, I think, is what we do best. But I wanted you to know that. So that's why you won't see the ink pad there. But the other thing, I love this color. It's very, very pretty. Soft, subtle color. Okay, I'll pull this back out because I was talking about other things that are available. I believe that this kit is included in the sale that starts tomorrow. The Birthday Fancy Kit. Can you see that? Hopefully you can see all those beautiful sweet treats on birthday cards. Because the colors in this, let me look at something fun here. Oh, here, look at those. Pretty. I'll hold them up so you can see better. We have Darling Duckling, that's an in color. Fresh Freesia, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Strawberry Slush, and that's what this doily looking thing is. That's another in color, and gold. And there's not much gold on those, but look at these. So there's 12 different cards in this kit. So if you do happen to get it, what I've heard is lay out your 12 card bases, and then if you want to make them exactly like this, punch out all of your cakes and whatnot and put them on each card so that you can see how they mix and match. I plan on doing my own thing. I might follow one or two just to get some ideas, and then I'm going to be creating my own layers with some embossing pieces and other stamps and dies that I don't, and embossing folders that I don't use very often. So that's what I'm going to do with this kit. And this just arrived like 10 minutes ago, so I was excited. I told Tony about an hour ago, if the UPS man comes while I'm doing my video, open the box and bring it down. All right, back to comments. Hello, hello. Hi, Mom and Dad, and hi, Alma. Thank you for joining. So the stamp set we're working with today is the Peaceful Pier. It's in the annual catalog, and I want to say 96, but don't hold me to that. I do love the index in the back of the annual catalog. Under stamp sets, Peaceful Pier is page 96. And you'll see that I have mine autographed by Kathy Chapman, who is a $1 million sales achiever. You can see this little gold emblem here that has 1 million on there. So Kathy achieved her $1 million sales in 2021, I think she said. But with COVID and life happening, it took her a while to work with Stampin' Up to get her stamp set ready for the catalog. She knew she wanted this sentiment, and I'll read it because I know it's kind of hard to see. It says, "Somebody knows, somebody cares. Your name is whispered in somebody's prayers." I thought that was very special. So I guess somebody else had wanted that in their stamp set, and they said, no, that one's for Kathy. Kathy also shared that this is the pier from her cabin in northern Minnesota. Kathy does live in Duluth, or near Duluth, Minnesota. And she said that this is modeled after a nephew who has since passed away. So that's very special to her. I was at an event yesterday that Kathy was at. And that's when I brought my my stamp set and had her sign it. So I'm trying to do that with all the $1 million sales achievers. And I need to mention that achieving your $1 million in sales is very rare. 1% of demonstrators achieve that level of success in the business. So you will see them throughout our catalogs and online and that sort of thing, because there are more and more people that are achieving it because they've been demonstrators for, Kathy is almost on 30 years. But it is very rare to achieve that. But so I have to say that, so that if you join, don't think you're going to sell $1 million in 2 or 3 years. Okay, so I love the pier, so I've been playing around with that. Kathy said, mine came while I was on my trip. Are you talking about your Peaceful Pier? Oh, Kathy said she waited to have a Northern Woods fishing stamp set for years. So I played around with it a little bit this afternoon. This designer series paper is long retired, but you can see I still have some of it left, and that was called On the Horizon, in case you do have that. There were a few other pieces that I think I could have used. because I think that looks like trees. Or is that the one I did use? That's the one I did use. This one would work too. This looks like water with trees across the lake, and this looks like dirt that these grasses would be growing in. So how I decided which piece to use was I stamped the dock on a piece of vellum, and I used Secret Sea. That's my new go-to black color, because it's almost black, but it's almost blue. It's an awesome color. And then I just held it up to the paper. Let's see if we did this. See, this one doesn't look quite as good. That purple just looks kind of funny. You could go this way, put it way down at the bottom. That might work. And then I would cut it off here. I don't know. But I think this is going to be an interesting kind of way to do this, that I can just put it on there to see what that looks like with those colors. One more. This one would be pretty because those look like trees across the lake. I would put this down here and have those things growing in the dirt or the sand, and then cut it off here. I don't know how that would look if we stamped the trees here across the lake. You know what? Let's try it. Are you open for something different? I don't know what color that is. We're just going to use Secret Sea because I have it on my table. There's Secret Sea. Did you notice the stamp set in the catalog? I was very excited to get it. I actually met Kathy Chapman, who helped design it, 2 years ago in the Minneapolis airport when I was on my way to Las Vegas for our leadership conference. She was stamping in the airport, finishing up some swaps, and I recognized the product, so I knew she was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I just sat down, introduced myself, and had a wonderful conversation. So, like I said, I attended a demonstrator-only event yesterday here in the Twin Cities, and it was fun to see over 100 of us, over 150 of us actually, were at that event. So lots of stuff going on. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? I would obviously cut that off, maybe. Let me look. That's kind of nice. I might look for other small trees. There isn't another small tree in here, but I know I have lots of tree stamps that I could fill in across the lake, right? Alma, does that look like the lake, kind of, with trees across the lake? All right, so that's one option. I have some more ideas. Hold on. Just bear with me. So that was on the Horizon Designer Series paper. Another option I came across and I tried was the bouquet. Beautiful bouquet. It's a 6x6. This is still current. We've had this around for a little while. I think that's Berry Burst. There's some orange. Colors in here are Balmy Blue, Berry Burst, Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, and Fresh Freesia. So obviously I was going for the Balmy Blue. And one side has the dots. The other looks more like rain. I thought that was more appropriate for our dock. And then I tried to add some texture. So you can't, it would be very difficult to stamp if you've already added the texture. So I had to stamp first and then try to add the texture. But I didn't want it going over the dock, and I forgot there were clouds, and so that was attempt number one. So I tried again, and you can see I added some other colors here, and I stamped some water. I was just playing around. Oh, from the Sunrise Sailing, this is water. So I stamped that to add more water to under the dock and whatnot. This embossing folder, and it was the swirls. Let me grab it real quick. I thought I put it right on top. Where did I leave it out? Let me look. It's the swirls, whatever. Where did it go? This one. It's a really big one, the swirls. And it added the swirls on top of the dock, which kind of makes it feel like wood. So I might try this again and just emboss the whole bottom portion of my paper. And this will feel like wood grain on the dock. And then I can add some color to make the water look different than the sky. But I don't know. I don't think I'm doing that one either, but just another idea for you. And I'll keep these out because I will probably make cards with them. All right. So that was the beautiful bouquet designer series paper. I have 2 more to share. Let's put that away. Let me try to keep organized here. The next one I found was the beautiful gallery, and this one's in the annual catalog. If I show you a different piece, you might recognize these. There are no scenes that have water that the dock would work in, but I thought this could be interesting. If you go this way, it looks like a stormy sky. I don't know if I want to create a card with a stormy sky, but there's another option. And again, that's the beautiful gallery designer series paper. I have one more. Hold on. More ideas. This piece, which with the Lost Lagoon, I think would make beautiful water. This is from the Everyday Happiness designer series paper. I've used this a few times. It has Lost Lagoon, Pretty Peacock. I should turn this over. Everyday Happiness, Gray Granite, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow. I don't see that in here. Pecan Pie, Pretty Peacock, Very Vanilla, and Wild Wheat. So I think that might look good. Maybe up here. I don't know. Just to add get some color in there. I just felt like stamping on designer series paper, I think, and that was another thought. Or if you don't have any paper, I can't get that in there. We'll just drop it on the floor. My last idea is just take a piece of cardstock. This is Very Vanilla, and I don't clean these all that often, so I used my 2 blue blending brushes and my orange blending brush, and I did add ink to get the sky azure afternoon. I used Secret Sea for more of the water, and I believe this was Timid Tiger, just to get some colors in there for that. Maybe, I think we'll do that. I have a piece of cardstock already cut. Very vanilla card base, and a Secret Sea layer. Before I forget, I'm going to punch out of my Secret Sea layer, because I can. Can you tell where those circles came from? Yes, I punched 2 circles out of this Secret Sea layer. So I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to recreate this with this smaller piece. I really like the dark colors on the edges. And then as I'm blending color on to create my scene, I'm going to put my vellum on top just to see how my colors, how they look and where I want the different colors. I could attach this and not stamp on it, but I think I'm going to keep this with my stamp set just as a template, so I can, I know where I want color to be. So let's put this back on. I don't know what block they suggest. I am using this really big block. This is the E block. So I'm modeling my layer after this designer series paper, sort of. So let's see. Let's see. There's a couple here, I think. Yep. So I'm just going to see what color. My small one has a dark blue. My large one has the Azure Afternoon, a lighter blue. And my little orange one, that's still Timid Tiger. So I kind of like those colors, like I did in this piece. So that's kind of what I'm going for. We're going to put some brown or Timid Tiger near the bottom. This one is cut down, so I could use Pecan Pie. I could use, let's see, I think I have Pecan Pie. Let's add some more. So this looks more like sand or dirt. And I'll use my small brown blending brush. Let's see what color's on there. Not much of anything. So I'm going to add some down there for our grass to be growing in. We'll make the water dark like I did in that one. So lots of options. I haven't played with the tree very much. That'll be fun to play with. Let me pull that out. Where'd the stamp set go? My ideas for the tree, just while I'm blending, you can see that. Oh, that's the wrong one. Anything wood grain, I think, would go great with that tree. Or the trees there. Interesting, they're both the deciduous, right? And the evergreen. That'd be kind of fun to play with. But anything you have that's wood grain, a stamp set, an embossing folder, dies, just anything would be kind of fun to add to a project using the trees. I thought about doing that, but I really like the dock. I like sitting on the dock at the lake, especially in the morning with a cup of coffee. My father-in-law, may he rest in peace, used to bring me a cup of coffee. We would spend the night up at the cabin, and when the kids were little, I'd get up earlier, and he would bring me a cup of coffee. What a great memory. All right, so how's that? I think I'm going to extend the water just a little bit more. Maybe even put a distinct horizon on here. So let's see, my smaller blue one, I do want to make sure this is straight. So I'm going to use my grid on my mat. So I'm lining this piece up so that I get a distinct horizon. That might help a little bit with this. Like that. Did I do it straight? Pretty straight. Once the rest of the card is done, I think it won't be so obvious. How'd I do? Close enough. Okay. Hold it. I dropped my template here. So we're going to go like this. Good. Just like that. So I can put that aside. Secret C is my new go-to, like I said. I don't like the tuxedo black ink pad. It's a memento pad. It's not Stampin' Up. And I really don't like how it inks, how it covers, anything. So to stamp this, I had it kind of crooked looking at the dock. What I'm going to do is look at the grass and make sure that looks like it's growing. And I can always trim it. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Good. Okay. Hello, thank you. I'm glad you like this. It was very fun to get. I was so excited when I saw it in the catalog. Like I said, having met Kathy a couple years ago, and I waited for this stamp set to be available. All right. So I'm going to put this layer with my holes underneath it. You know what? Do we have birds in this stamp set? We don't. I think oh, we do have grass. Let's stamp a little more grass. I think I already have that one out. Sorry, that's kind of loud. And again, I have to look at how it's growing, not... Let's add another one down here. There we go. To stamp that one straight, I looked at the base and how the grass was growing because I kept stamping it crooked. Let's leave this out and do the rest of our stamping. I really like the sentiment, so we're going to use that one again. But I need the circle in this card. Came from the Stylish Shapes. Let's see if I have something cut already. Do not. They're all white. All right, so that's a big strikeout. I could do a circle. just a circle. Let's see if I can find another one. So you know I keep extras in the back here in an envelope. I don't have too many of these Nested Essentials cut yet. I'm going to set that aside and worry about getting my things in there. These are all white. Cherry Cobbler and Cajun Craze. That's not what I'm looking for. Let me look at a couple more. I did purchase the Arches. I think that's what they're called. Everyday Arches, guys. I haven't even used them. They haven't been through the machine yet. How about Unbounded Love? Nope. No white or vanilla ones there. Alright, we're just going to use a circle since I have the circle punch on my desk, on my table. Goes back in there. That's enough fidgeting. There's a piece. I think I will stamp first. Stamp somewhat in the middle to make sure my circle's gonna go around it. I'm gonna blow on it just to make sure. That seems to be very juicy still. So I'm just centering it in the same punch I used to punch out of my layer. And I think we'll just offset this a little bit. I think it needs something else though. Let's put the card together and see what you think. How are we doing on time? Oh, not bad. All right. It's easier to photograph cards that are cut this way, so that's why I've been doing it that way lately. And a little bit of adhesive. And they say if you can see it, that's enough. It's very light today. Alright. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to use my edges. I think I need to change my blade on my trimmer. So I'm just using my bone folder to flatten these edges of the Secret Sea cardstock. That seems to help a lot. I also had a customer who would do this. She'd use her, I forget what this is called. I don't know. Glue eraser, adhesive eraser, and smooth out the edges of her rough cardstock this way too. So either of those would work. So there's a little trick for you today. I think this needs something more, don't you? I think it's kind of blah. Let's put trees in it. Where did my this? I do have too much on my table. I'm gonna have to stand up for this. And we'll just put them across the lake. If you're from Michigan, you might think that's Houghton Lake because you can't see across Houghton Lake. We're going to say this is Big Watab here in Minnesota. And you can, oh, this is not straight. So if I do my trunk, my tree trunk straight up and down, because it puts it at an angle. I don't know if you can see. Here, let's do this. So this should be straight for you. Right, let me move it up a little bit. So that's straight. So if I put the shoreline straight, the tree is growing crooked, which is very possible with how windy it gets here in Minnesota. But I want my tree to be straight up and down. So I'm going to put it right there. Oh, that's not too bad. That'll work. It'll be fun to color this in. I'll probably create a mask for this tree so that I can color it, make it look like fall colors. That's my favorite, is the fall colors here in Minnesota. Actually, anywhere in the Midwest, the fall colors. I don't know, do they have great colors on the East Coast? I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've lived on the East Coast. All right, so there is our beautiful scene. Oh, so fun So fun. There's that, and we are going to put these here. Let's see what this looks like. Hold on. Ah, look what I did. I put it on upside down. Let's see if we can take it off. No. This one? No, it's already sticking. Okay, so what do you do when you do that? Have you done that before? You probably have. If you've been crafting more than a year, you have probably put things on upside down. So I'm going to take my trimmer and cut it off. There we go. And I'm going to put it on another card base. Let's see. I have Secret C here. Ay, 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 ay. We'll do it the other direction. I haven't done that in a while. It's been at least a month since I put a layer on upside down. All right, so we're going to do this real quick. And then the other half that I just cut off, I'm going to trim 1/2 inch off there, 1/2 inch off there. I'll save these to use for sentiment strips on something else, or maybe part of a quilt card. Have you discovered quilt cards? There is a Facebook group called, I think it's Quilt Cards and More. There is a demonstrator, Stampin' Up demonstrator in Toledo, Ohio, and she creates beautiful quilt cards. She cuts little pieces of cardstock and then adheres them back to make a quilt. It's just, I haven't made one yet. I just discovered her before I left on vacation. Okay, so this is the exact same size. I can't trim it down or I'm going to cut off my beautiful work. Let's make sure we don't put this on upside down. All right. All right, right side up. We'll just hold it up like that. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. All right, now I have to decorate this layer. Let's just put some trees. You know what? We're going to use Secret C again. But I'm going to stamp off. So ink, stamp off. And then put it inside our card. So that's what Secret C looks like stamped off one time. It's a beautiful gray. Almost a blue? I don't know. It's an interesting color. Cloud cover is the same way. Depending on what colors you put with it, it looks different. Alright, so this goes on the inside of our card. This video doesn't do this justice. I'm watching my video there on my computer. So there's that. And we're just going to offset these like this. This way. Oh, I like it better at the bottom. So we can adhere these together first. 1, 2, 3. Like that. Kind of looks like the moon, doesn't it? And then we'll put this on with glue. Do we have time? We do. Okay. I made a card this afternoon for my brother. His birthday is coming up. So I'm going to share that with you. I don't know that he watches. I know sometimes he used to. So Chuck, if you see this, don't look too close. Your birthday card's coming. So I had a lot of nature themed things out, so that's kind of why I'm in that kind of mode right now. The Majestic Mountains was the May paper pumpkin this year, and it makes beautiful cards. Let me see if I have them. They're hiding. I always make one card pretty much as described in, I think I sent one already too. Yeah, I did. So there's the blue card. I think I sent I made this one into a birthday card and sent that to Hunter, our nephew, so I don't have that one to show you. But this kit had all kinds of pieces and layers and whatnot. So I pulled out all of my scenery type things. These are the horizon dies. And I pulled out my mountain air. You'll see I used this tree. And I pulled out, these are the friendly silhouette dies, and these are all retired. And the outdoor adventure framelets, back when we used to call them framelets. And because I wanted to, okay, let me back up a little. These cards come like this. And to me, having that on the back of my card is a waste of that beautiful scene. So I cut them in half and then put them on a card base so that I have a separate one of these to make another card. So that's what I did. I think this was supposed to go here. But I don't want this on the back of my card. That makes a beautiful front of a card. So that's why I pulled out all of those dies and a couple stamps. And all these pieces I can mix and match and whatever. So, where did my card go? Alright, now I'm losing it. Hold on. It was just here. I'll let you look at this one too. That was my swap for yesterday. I only made about 20 of them. Oh dear. Let me go through this pile again. So that was one of my masking techniques. I had the die from the Loveliest Tree die set that I used as a mask or stencil for that. Now, where did this card go? Did you see it? Maybe you saw it. I don't think I took it upstairs yet. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I had it here, ready to go to show you. Did it go in here? No. I took a picture of it. Alright, this is getting ridiculous. Anyway, it was an alternate card for the paper pumpkin. And now, for the life of me, I can't find it. Did I drop it? Oh well, you're going to have to watch Facebook to see it. Anyway, sorry. I had it here. I just have too much on my table, I think. Maybe, hold on, did it go underneath? Nope. Did it drop? Nope. Let me look through this box one more time. So it was a really cool card. I just used some of the bits and pieces. Oh well. Are you... Nope, I thought maybe you were commenting on where it went. Here it is. So you saw that what the card was supposed to look like, this, but I cut off the back side, and I just used these trees are popped up. That was a piece that came in the kit. The happy birthday's from the kit. The birds are from the kit. You can see that I just added, actually, I took parts away, but then I used the negative from when you punch this out as a stencil. This one you can tell. As a stencil. And I put it on my envelope too. But you couldn't tell they were trees. So I found the stamp. Like I said, I used this tree from the mountain air. Just to stamp so it was obvious what those shadows were. And then I put that on the inside too. And again, that's cloud cover. I'm not sure what it looks like in the video, but let's wait a minute. But that's cloud cover and Secret Sea. So those are my colors of the day. colors of the day. Very fun colors. They're unique. They're unlike other colors that we have. It'll look blue with if you put it with blues. I'm not sure. Let's see here. If you put... Okay, I will make one comment about Darling Duckling. If you put Darling Duckling with our other yellows like Lemon Lolly or Daffodil Delight, it's not a very pretty color, I have to admit. But if you put Darling Duckling with a green, like you're going to make a flower or a Packers card, a Green Bay Packers card, I like flowers better. Here, let's just use this since I have it here. It's a beautiful color when you put it with a green or garden green. It's a lovely color, but if you go to try to compare it to other yellows we have, I didn't like it near as much. It does look good with Timid Tiger. Make an interesting, like a lily, like a daylily, that sort of thing. But Cloud Cover really takes on... I think that would be pretty. I haven't tried Cloud Cover with Pretty Peacock yet. I do see it. I think that kit had Misty Moonlight, Secret Sea, and Cloud Cover together. So those are kind of fun. But lots of fun ideas. So that's what I've got for you today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate all of you. And this was, I didn't show you this. This was a Z fold. Just a simple Z fold, and I stamped some of the leaves on the inside. And then when I do swaps, I always share what products I used, and then if I had a technique. So that's what that is. So that's my swap card from yesterday. All right, let's see. Hi, Lori. I didn't see you there. I should probably go through comments and see who else has joined us. Maybe I missed a hello. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you. Thanks for joining me. Happy stamping. Reach out if you have questions or comments or you want to see something. I do appreciate any feedback you can give me. Oh, you can't see this card. Yeah, that's right. I'll probably print that or publish that somewhere else. So thanks for joining me. Have a great evening. Bye for now.